clearly loud enough to talk to all of you. Um, so again, I want to welcome you all to our Hits 97.3 Penthouse studio, and all the way from Denmark with us today, we've got a very special guest. Give it up for Mo, everybody! I tried, girl. I tried to say it right. I promise I did. Come on over, my love. So, of course, the question my friend here gets asked every single day of her life, I'm sure, is how do we, in fact, say this M with the O with the line through it? I asked her downstairs. I tried to get it right.
Don't worry. It's Danish, and it's pronounced Mø. But don't worry. Mo is great. Mo is perfect. Yeah.
She said, Mo is great for you Americans. It's all good, right? And then we talked a little bit about your amazing people who've been following you, many of whom are, here with us today. I call them the Mo Squad, but you have your own name for them.
I mean, I actually call them Mo Squad too because it started to pop up like that. But I usually call them Moomins because I'm obsessed with. Have you guys ever heard about the Moomins? It's like a Finnish TV show. I have a little tattoo of one here.
Yes.
And like I'm obsessed with the Moomins, and so I call my fans Moomins.
I got to tell you, I would way rather be a Moomint than a Teletubby. I'm just saying.
Me too.
All day. That is so
yeah.
much cuter than a Teletubby, let me tell you. So
I agree.
clearly the Finnish have got their
Agree
cartoons
100%.
down pat. Now, first of all, welcome to Hits 97.3. Thank you for being with us.
Of course, I'm excited to be here. Yeah.
Now, I saw that you posted on your Twitter that you were a little jet lagged. Where are you coming in from?
From Denmark.
Okay, so I got it right. All right,
You did,
I
yeah.
did. I didn't. I mean, I know that's where you're from. I didn't realize that was literally where you flew in from, though.
Yeah. No, it was Denmark. I was just home for a week, so.
Wow. Now, you've definitely been doing the festival circuit this summer.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
I feel like you are the festival queen. I mean,
Aw.
no. I mean, you have the vibe for it. Again, I was talking to these amazing Mimins and Mo Squad, folks that are here with us today, our Hits family. And we were talking about your catalog, which is like bananas. It's like low-key bananas, though. Because I don't think anybody, I know I didn't necessarily realize how many songs you have, girl, my God.
Yeah, I guess I've been productive-ish.
Don't even say that. You've definitely been productive. But I want to back up a little bit. So obviously, you're from Denmark.
Yeah.
You started, to fall in love with music at a very early age, but you come from a pretty academic family.
Yeah. My dad, he's a psychologist. My brother is a psychiatrist. And my mom, she's a school teacher. But both my parents were teachers growing up, so yeah.
So how did they feel when you were like, I'm gonna do this artist thing?
I think honestly, I think they didn't really quite understand, because I mean, again, I don't really have any musicians or any. Well, my grandfather was an artist, but I don't think that they were. I think they were just like happy that I was enjoying myself and doing something that I loved. But I think it wasn't until they heard a song on the radio that was like, okay, maybe this is gonna become something,
So
but they've always been supportive. I think they just didn't really understand the whole thing, like.
Were you with them when they heard this? What song was it that they heard for the first time on the radio?
Well, it's actually, it's a song called Maiden. I released it in 2012. It's like a long time ago. And it was played on Danish radio. And I actually remember it was kind of lame. We were all sitting in the living room and like just waiting for it because we knew that a radio host would play it. And so we were like, and then when they played it, I was just like, I felt like my life was complete, just, there it is.
And then fast forward 6 years and look at all the unbelievable accomplishments, that you've had. Now, obviously, we have some folks out here. I've got my friend Kelvin over here who's part of the afternoon crew with me, and he got some great questions from some of the folks here in the audience. So, Kelvin, go ahead, kick it off.
Danny has his first question here for you.
Danny is from Venezuela, by the way.
Nice. Hi, Danny.
Hi. So, if you could choose someone to record a video and a song, who will be and why?
Like like an artist?
Like an artist or any.
I think maybe it would be, I don't know if you've heard about the director called Woodkid. Yeah, I would love to do a video with him because he's amazing.
Very cool. Now, Kelvin, do we have another question?
So, I'm going to pronounce this right. Indira has a question for you.
Hi.
Okay, I was reading up on you, and Major Lazer's song "Lean On" was declined signed by Nicki Minaj and Rihanna. How did that
Right.
make you feel? Like, and then the song just blew up. So how did that make you feel that they kind of missed out?
I mean, I think.
Would have anyway.
Aw, thank you. Well, I think, I remember when we released the song Lean On, I think I loved the song, but I was thinking, oh, it's a weird one. I didn't know that it was going to be a hit, so I kind of don't blame Rihanna or Nicki Minaj for maybe being like, maybe not, but because I think for the time and everything, it was a bit new and different in the sound and stuff, so I totally get it. No hard feelings.
But you know what's funny? That happens.
Also, I'm happy that I got it.
Hello,
I mean,
right?
so-
Like, sorry, ladies, you're bad.
Yeah.
But that happens in music a lot. We heard about it just this year with the song "The Middle,"
Yeah.
right? The Zed, Mary Morrison, Grey record.
Who passed on it?
Everybody, well, not that they passed on, but it was like everybody and their mama kind of laid their vocals down on it, and it was just kind of like whoever Zed felt sounded the best on the track. But it's like that's a part of the
cool.
music industry.
Yeah,
is
right.
you never know. You're a songwriter,
Yeah.
and it's like sometimes you write a song and it's like you hear it away in your head and you have a specific sound,
Yeah.
and maybe you're a singer, but maybe you're not the voice you want to
No,
hear
totally.
on that record. And I mean, that's just like you sat there. I was looking over the credits for Cold Water. Who's heard that song before? Right? I think all of us, especially if you listen to the new hits 97.3. But there's like 12 people who wrote that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
music is truly a collaborative effort, and it's
So much, especially in these days. It's really like a big community of just
yeah. But and I think especially in the world that you work so closely in, which is that world of EDM, and like, so to rattle off a few names, not that we'll know who any of them are: Diplo, Major Lazer, DJ Snake, Charlie XCX, Iggy Azalea, Noah. I mean, you've again, like I said, your body of work is crazy, and you've worked with some of the best that do what they do, especially in that world of EDM. But
They're great. They're
you're
so good.
cute. But in saying that, it's kind of like, you have this very unique sound. And I think that's got to be something that they gravitate to. Do you feel that way? Did you always, like you just said, like your sound, that sound on Lean On was different. Nobody else was really doing that, and it clearly worked and it blended.
Yeah.
Do you now realize, were you ever afraid of your own sound?
Honestly, I think I was always, growing up and stuff. Again, I don't come from a music family, and I didn't really, I from a very young age, I really so badly wanted to be a singer, but I felt like I didn't really know where to start, and I didn't know how to stand out or anything, and coming from a super normal family and everything, and so I know it sounds a bit weird, but I hate to use the word outsider, but I guess I kind of felt like that a little bit, and so I think over the years I really, a way to be seen or heard if you try and do something that's different and you try to express yourself in a different way. And so I think I always just try to find something that would make people, like, oh, that voice sounds different.
I mean, how did you meet Diplo? How did that happen? How did you kind of fall into this genre where you have truly kind of created a niche for yourself? I mean.
Well, I think I was a big fan of Major Lazer, like way back. You remember the song Get Free? Yeah, I loved that song so much. It was like it inspired me to write many songs, that one song. So I was a big fan, and then somehow, I think, because I had said in an interview that I really loved Major Lazer, and then someone had tweeted Diplo and said, oh, this new singer, she really likes you.
Gotta love Twitter.
Yeah, it works.
I'm telling you.
And so and then he was into what I did, and we met up in Amsterdam, and I got some beats and stuff, and I just started writing on them and sending him stuff, and then Lean On happened, and
Wow. I mean, you guys have collaborated quite a few times.
Yeah,
since
I love
then.
working with him. He's great.
I was gonna say, as a songwriter, do you feel that connection with other, I forget who, Julia Michaels I was talking
oh my God,
to.
she's so good, yeah.
She's amazing, but she's
So
got a
good.
writing partner, right? And we kind of talked about that relationship. Like when you get into this safe space with these people that you write with, and you can be so free and you can really be yourself.
Yeah,
Is
it's the
that kind of
best.
what you
That's the
have
best.
with, you think, with the Diplo and with some of the people that you've collaborated with?
Definitely. I think it's, again, as she also says, like finding some people where you really just vibe and where you feel like you can be yourself, where you're feeling free. I know it sounds a bit
Yeah.
cheesy, but like that feeling of feeling free and accepted and
Yeah.
is just so important when you do something, because you're really you're naked, you know.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, those are your words.
Yeah.
And most great songwriters, I think, write from personal experience to some degree. And even the ones that are writing for other people are taking their personal experiences and putting them.
Yeah, and that's when it's really good, is when the songwriters are being personal, when it's not just the machine that's just like, this works, like, but
Yep.
when they're just really putting themselves in it. And again, that's with Julia Michaels. I feel like she's so great
Yeah.
at doing that, because every song she does, I feel like she's really, really honestly being herself, and I think that's an amazing gift.
Were you ever nervous to step out? Or, I mean, what part came first to you? The songwriting and for other people, or was it the singing and being the artist, and then you just realized that you really had a natural gift for writing as well?
I think honestly, again, when I started out in 2012, like, because I was just sitting on my own, I was more like just like, producing really bad productions on my own and like creating songs and sounds and stuff. I wasn't even thinking that it was a possibility to just be a song, like not just, but like to be a songwriter like that, like it is now. So I didn't really, I was just, I guess, going for being an artist, because writing songs and performing them, you know. Yeah. So it came out of that, like more like, I guess, like an artistic.
Do you love the songwriting? I mean, you must. You clearly love the songwriting aspect of it now.
I love it. I mean, as long as, again, like the most important thing for me is just to be able to be yourself, like, and feel free in what you create. Because again, sometimes songwriting can also be a little bit where it's more like just only about creating hits, or like becomes a little bit too like constructed, and I'm not into that at all. So
Sorry.
Mo is fine.
Mo's got to
You
be
sang
able to.
right though, Mo. Yeah.
Mo's. I can't deal. She's got to be able to do what she wants to do. I get it. Because
Yes.
if it's not authentic, then why are you doing it, right?
Exactly. And that's how it is with everything, whatever you work with or whatever you do. Like, you have to feel.
I love you, girl. Kelvin, go ahead. I know you
The
got some
perfect
great.
segue to songwriting. Stephanie has a question for you here.
Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Okay, cool. Hi, welcome to Florida.
Hi, thank you. Thanks.
I just had a question about your song Nostalgia. I felt like
Right.
whenever I've listened to it that it's completely different than like a lot of your other music. And
Right.
I'm just kind of curious what your influence for that was and how it turned out kind of so differently.
I think when I did that song, it kind of started just because of the speaking in the verses, that I remember the blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was just so fun to speak on a record like that. So that was actually just the start of it. And then I could just hear myself, because I don't know if you've ever heard about the band Sonic Youth, but I used to be like a big fan of those, and they have all these songs where they're like doing this kind of like reminiscent, like down the river, And so that was the main inspiration. And then I kind of loved it, and I thought it was fun to do something completely different, because I've been longing to do that a little bit, just something where it's like, so yeah.
I love it. So I do want to talk to you about that, and I think that's great. You have this, like I said, you're kind of in this EDM lane, and I think that that's absolutely amazing, and you have this really unique sound, and we were talking about it in here before you came in. I said, you give me these 80s vibes, like
Nice.
the great female vocalists of the 80s that kind of had these quirky, like their own sound. None of them
Yeah.
sounded the same. If you think about a Blondie or a Joni Mitchell or any of
Oh,
these
man,
people,
yeah.
and it's like, I feel like you have this really unique, distinct sound, but you
Thank
do
you.
give me rocker vibes. So
That's good.
I was gonna say, but I mean, is that kind of, and I feel like that's some of your influence comes from a rock, pop. I mean, it's you really do seem like you pull from all kinds of musical genres.
Yeah, well, I think, I don't know if you know, but like when I was a teenager, I was like, in the, punk environment and like playing in squats. I was in a punk band and stuff. And I think, that obviously colored me a lot, it really made me into the person I am today, being in that, political left-wing environment, So I think that's also where some of the rock kind of
The vibes come from.
yeah, the vibes.
I love it, but no, but I think that it's great, especially in dance, because I think sometimes people have this perception of dance music. You know, if you
Right.
hear a Diplo song, you know, you think of a Justin Bieber, and then you have these vocals that come in from you, and it's something so different, and it gives
Right.
it a different edge. But you're also a really great vocalist. Like, I think people hear an EDM song and we think somebody went into a studio and they twerked with the keyboard and they played and they maybe did the whole, you know,
Autotune.
there's the word that artists hate to hear. But you know what I'm saying. And that's clearly not you. In fact, I saw a great acoustic version of one of your latest songs, Sun in Our
Oh,
Eyes.
yeah, right.
On
With Mikkel, yeah.
is that who? Wait, really?
Yeah, he's gonna play with us.
Hey.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you were on a bus.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
were you?
We were on our way to a festival in Denmark.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for posting that because it was amazing. I was like, "Ooh,
Thanks.
she's gonna be good at Hits Live.
Ah.
You know, you never. I'm a big proponent of acoustic. I feel like if
Yeah,
you can get
I
up
love
with a
it too.
guitar
Yeah.
and just vocals and hold your own, you can actually sing,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because there's nothing really else. It's
No, there's nothing to mess it up.
yeah. I mean, and we can hear you.
Yeah.
It's not like you have your little, you know,
Autotune
T-Pain
box that
auto
makes
tune.
me like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your evolution, though, from your first album to what we're working on now.
Yeah.
And you do have another album coming
I have
out.
an album. It's coming out on the 19th of October.
What?
Yeah. I'm really excited. It took me 4.5 years writing this album, so I'm like, oh, finally, it's done. It's gonna come out, and I'm excited for it.
So
So,
wait, October 19th. I
Yeah.
could not find a release date anywhere.
no, maybe I've been secretive about it. I don't know, but it is official now. It's coming out now.
So
yeah.
it's Forever Neverland, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
we're getting?
Yeah.
Obviously, again, we've already kind of gone through the list of people you've worked with in the past.
Yeah.
Again, some pretty amazing names there. Are there going to be collabos? Because your first album was a lot of just you.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is nothing wrong with that. We love that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've kind of been in this space where you've worked with other
Yeah.
artists for the past few years. So is that
Yeah.
what's happening on the new album, or are you going back to you?
No, it's actually there's not a lot of collaborations, but there is Diplo, Charlie XCX, Empress of. But that's it actually. It's because a lot of the songs are pretty personal and stuff, and yeah.
What was the song that you have with Charlie? Is it 3 a.m. or something like that?
Oh yeah, for Charlie's her first mixtape last year, it was 3.
I love.
Yeah, no, 3
I
a.m.
think it's 3
It's 3
a.m.
a.m. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. And no, I think it's called Pull Up though. Pull Up,
Okay.
Pull Up. Yeah, something like that. And then it's Porsche
Yes.
on her second mixtape.
So this is
Top two.
so you two love to work together.
I love working with Charlie. She's amazing.
Can I tell you something though?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard the song that we're talking about? Have you heard any of the songs that she's done with Charlie? Your vocals sound similar. You guys really complement each other. It's very cool to listen to.
I know what you mean, and I've thought about it myself. Like we both have a little bit of this, like kind of,
Yeah.
like thing.
Yes, exactly. That face, whatever that face sound is, that is exactly what it sounds like. I love it. But do you have another like that? Just seems you're very pro girl. Like you're very girl power.
Thank you.
I like
That's
that.
nice. I love that word.
Well, no, it's a good word, but I mean, I say thank you for being that in this music business. Are you drawn more to working with women? Does it just feel comfortable for you, or?
Actually, it's not something it's just whoever you connect with, So it's not. I mean, I always love, obviously, when I meet a woman that feels like badass and empowering, because it gives me as a woman confidence and
Yeah.
feeling like a source of power and energy. So I love that, but I've worked with so many guys as well,
Yeah.
and I love working with guys as well. It's always nice with a balance with everything, So, but
Is there a difference? Like when you're in the studio with a bunch of the boys
Yeah.
versus being in the studio with the girls?
Honestly, I don't feel like it's that different. But also, again, I have always in my life, like I've had a lot of like guy friends, So I'm so used to
Comfortable in that space.
Yeah, totally. Like I feel good working with both.
Yeah, no, that's
all
that's
kinds of.
that's such a
genders,
great place to be. I feel like that song though that I'm thinking of with you and Charlie XCX. I mean, y'all kept it very real. Like I was listening. Actually, it was funny. I was listening on my way here, and my mom was with me in my car, and she was like, "Oh." I guess they can say that over there because there's definitely some curse words in it. No, I mean, and my mom is very used to it, but it was funny because I was like, but it's so who Charlie is, and we've had her here, so it's funny, and I'm like, oh, it's clearly who is too.
Yeah.
But I think that that's the beauty of it, and I think that's one of the things we've talked about that here is that sometimes guys don't think girls can be that way, that we
Yeah.
curse the same way, that we talk about things like sex and relationships and a lot of other things.
Oh my God, the stuff we talk about.
Yes, so I feel like sometimes when you get two badass chicks, like you said, on a record together, it's very much like, yeah, this is who we are, and get used to it.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
I love that. Calvin, I know you have some more questions.
Yes, Maria has a question for you.
Maria.
Maria.
So what's your motto or the advice you live by?
Wait, what?
The advice you live by.
Oh, I mean, it's not to sound cheesy or to repeating myself, but I think I'm very much just drawn to the whole thing about always, like, if you're in doubt and like if you're feeling like it's easier to always just be yourself. I feel like every time I've tried to fake it or tried to be someone else, or like tried to live up to whatever expectations, it's always working out better when I'm honestly just being 100% myself. It's a bit of a cliche, but I really think it's true.
I think that's great advice. Calvin, one more?
Yes, Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Hi.
Hi. I was just wondering, you've been to all of these incredible places to perform. Do you prefer to go back to like those big stages, or is it always like you're looking for somewhere new to go?
I've always been a big fan of traveling, and it's just so nice to meet new people and to be in different places. I'm always very excited to go new places. But I also love coming back. This is my second time in Miami, for instance, and it's super nice to be back. So,
Whoa.
yeah,
You've only been here twice?
only twice.
Oh, no, we have to change that.
I mean, I drove through it a third time, but like
Going
that
where?
doesn't count.
I'm like, where were you going?
I was going on a cruise.
That just puts you in a bucket with a whole bunch of people. Be like, yes, me too. That's the
Yeah.
only time I've ever been to Miami as well. Where were you cruising to?
Well, we were going to, oh God, was it Cozumel? But
Were
we
you
actually,
on one of the major laser cruises?
Yeah.
I
So we
kind of
didn't-
thought so.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got you. What is that like?
Seriously, I thought it was so much fun.
Turned
and it
up,
was
right?
so beautiful. Like, just, yeah.
They're a lot of fun. In fact, the last time Diplo was here, we were talking about his passport. So I can understand if you hang out with him, I know you love to travel.
Oh, yeah.
I was blown away. I don't know if you follow Diplo on Instagram.
He travels so much.
It's
I can't
ridiculous.
understand how he does it. It's
Like he will
insane,
literally
yeah.
be in Miami, and then he'll be in like South Africa, and then he's
I know.
literally in Bali, and then the next
I
day
know,
he's in
it's
Japan.
so
You're like,
crazy,
bro,
yeah.
my man, like really, what's going on?
Yeah, it's so wild.
But that's one of the beauties of art, and I say that because again, you're in this sphere. You kind of have this really, I feel like you have an advantage because you can do this festival scene, and these people have known you, they love you, they connect with you, and I mean that's 200,000 people you're playing for. I mean, I was looking at some of the pictures, I'm like, that's.
We've had some good ones
But
this summer. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It's been a nice summer.
But you can also now, again, like, because you have this new project coming out, you can take it down. And because you do have the vocals, you know, you're not leaning on the DJs.
Right,
You're
right, yeah.
really making their song better. You know what I'm saying? You're giving the audience something to sing to and to put their hand in the air to. It
Yeah.
makes a song so much more than just a great beat, which we love a great beat. But now as you
We
go
all
into
do.
this, right?
Yeah.
As you go into this next venture, like I saw you're doing a little pre-album tour.
Yeah.
These are more intimate shows for you, right?
Yeah, and I'm excited about that.
Now you're only doing 2 in the US?
Yeah, it's because it's only like small. You're like, yeah.
You're doing LA and Brooklyn.
Yes, exactly.
Not Pad City. Miami's up there, though. I'm just saying, we would have totally loved to have you.
I'm gonna do a little thing now, though.
Okay, yes. Yes, you are. Haha, this is a hit exclusive.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that, though. How do you kind of wrap your mind around that? Is it just you and your fabulous guitarist over here? What are those shows like?
No, so the small little like kind of pre-album shows, they're like, it's gonna be intimate, but it's still gonna be like with a full band.
Got
and,
you.
know, and I think it's like 500 cap venues and stuff. So I'm just gonna play a bunch of the new tracks from the album and stuff. So I'm really excited about it. Just new times, you know.
So they're kind of like listening, they're almost like listening parties, just with 500 people, as opposed to like.
Yeah, I guess you can kind of call it that. I mean, I think it's gonna be like a pretty. Also, again, you know, I used to be in punk bands and stuff, so I love with small club shows that you can really go into the audience and be with the audience and go a little bit wilder almost. So I think we're gonna do that. I hope.
So is this some of the, are we getting like some punk feels on this new album?
No, I mean, not more than usual.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure.
But you're gonna
I'm
be
not
in the
right one to
crowd,
ask, I
like
think.
kind of
Yeah, but I always do that.
vibing, and I know I saw a picture. I was like, is she in the crowd? There's 100,000 people there. I was like, can somebody go get her, please?
No, I love when I get nervous at a show, I'll go into the crowd because then I'll feel more grounded, you know.
You feel more grounded with 200,000 people that you don't know than on a stage with your band that you travel with.
A little bit, yeah.
I love this girl. This is, she loves you guys. I'd rather be with my mermaids than with you people on the stage. I'm good down here. No, you're absolutely amazing. Like I said, your vibe is phenomenal. Your album is coming out, Forever Neverland,
Yeah. Yeah.
October 19th. I
Yes.
feel like we got an exclusive, and I'm going to just run with that. So if you see that all over Twitter, like, I found out when her album's coming out. You can tell me not to do that if I need to, but I'm very
No,
excited
I-
for you.
yeah, thank
I think
you.
the album's going to be amazing. Again, is there anything else we should be looking out for?
I think the album is the one big thing right now coming up, yeah.
And of course, I think the performance she's going to do for us here in Miami, because literally only 2 other cities are getting this. And they're on the West Coast and up north. So we will take it. Again, thank you so much, my love. And I know you're going to
Thank
shut this
you.
down. So this fabulous gentleman back here is going to come on up. Give it up one more time for Mo. Mo. We'll say it all the ways.
Thank you. Thanks.